One day, a frantic search began for a 6-year-old boy named Al. It was 1853, and the Edison family was visiting Al's older sister on her farm just outside Milan, Ohio. They looked everywhere, their calls echoing across the fields, but Al, as his family called him, was nowhere to be found. Just as panic started to set in, Al's uncle had a sudden thought. He rushed toward the old barn, his boots kicking up dust. And there, nestled in a pile of straw, he found him. Al was sitting quietly, intently focused on a goose egg he was holding. He had seen a hen sit on her eggs until fluffy chicks hatched, and with the unshakable logic of a child, he believed he could do the same for a baby goose. This single moment captured the essence of a boy who would spend his entire life driven by an insatiable curiosity. The world Thomas Alva Edison was born into was a vastly different place, a world without the glow of electric light to chase away the darkness, without the sound of recorded music to fill the silence, and without the magic of moving pictures to captivate the imagination. It was Edison who would pioneer all of these, and so much more, forever changing the fabric of our daily lives. But he wasn't interested in inventing for the sake of it. He was driven by a powerful belief in creating things that could make life easier and more comfortable for everyone. Through his relentless work and boundless imagination, Thomas Alva Edison became perhaps the greatest and most impactful inventor of his time. Thomas Alva Edison was born on a cold, snowy night, February 11th, 1847, in Milan, Ohio. His parents, Nancy and Samuel, gave him two names, Thomas, after his great-uncle, and Alva, in honor of Captain Alva Bradley, a respected friend of his father. But to his family, he wasn't Tom or Tommy. He was simply Al. From his earliest days, little Al was a whirlwind of questions and experiments, but he possessed a scientific mind that couldn't just accept answers. He had to discover them for himself, to see, touch, and understand the world through his own hands and exploration. His experiments were often messy and sometimes misguided. Once driven by a need to know what was inside, he cracked open a bumblebee's nest, learning a painful lesson about its inhabitants. Another time, he observed birds eating worms and then taking flight. This observation sparked a theory. He mushed up a concoction of worms and water and persuaded a neighborhood girl to drink it, hoping to witness her sprout wings and fly. Instead, the experiment only made her sick, earning Al a stern scolding and a switching from a birch branch. But nothing could deter him. Not the sting of bees. Not a parent's discipline, not even a near disaster when he fell into a massive grain storage bin while walking along its rim. He was pulled out by his legs just moments before being completely buried under a river of wheat. Al's father, Samuel Edison, owned a grain and timber mill in Milan. In those days, the town thrived because of the Milan Canal. Boats, like the one captained by Alva Bradley, would sail down from Canada across Lake Erie and through the Huron River to the canal, delivering timber to be processed at mills like Mr. Edison's. But the world was changing. Cars and trucks had not yet been invented, but the railroad was coming. Soon, trains began chugging into Milan, offering a faster and more efficient way to transport goods across the country. The canal's importance faded, and with it, the family's livelihood. When Al was 7, the Edisons packed up their lives and moved over 100 miles north to Port Huron, Michigan. Their new home was a large house overlooking the St. Clair River. Al's father was a resourceful man, taking on many jobs to support his family. He worked as a carpenter, ran a grocery store, tended a large vegetable garden, and even tried his hand at farming. Ever the entrepreneur, he built a 100-foot observation tower, charging people 25 cents to climb to the top and watch the ships sail by. It wasn't long after their move that Al fell gravely ill with scarlet fever. In an era without modern medicine, it was a dangerous sickness. He suffered a high fever and a severe red rash that covered his skin. Al eventually recovered, but the illness left its mark. He found that his hearing was permanently damaged, a challenge he would live with for the rest of his life. His hearing loss likely contributed to his difficulties in school. His teacher often complained that Al was distracted and didn't pay attention, his mind seemingly drifting off into another world. Perhaps he was simply bored, or perhaps he couldn't hear everything the teacher said. The breaking point came one day when 8-year-old Al overheard his teacher telling a visitor that he was addled, meaning his brain was scrambled and confused, heartbroken. Al ran home and told his mother. Nancy Edison, a former teacher herself, was furious. She marched to the school, pulled her son out, and declared she would teach him at home. Under his mother's guidance, Al thrived. He was a voracious reader, and Nancy supplied him with books on history, nature, and science that would have astonished his former teacher. He devoured them, his mind absorbing knowledge at a rapid pace. One book, in particular, became his favorite, a school compendium of natural and experimental philosophy. It was a science book filled with discussions of electricity, batteries, and simple experiments that anyone could do at home. This book lit a fire in Al's imagination. He became completely consumed, turning the house into his personal laboratory. He conducted experiments with whatever he could find: feathers, beeswax, and chemicals he bought from the local drugstore. His bedroom soon overflowed with a chaotic collection of jars, bottles, and wires. Seeing his passion, but needing to restore order to the house, his mother made a wise decision. She sent him and his collection down to the basement, giving him a dedicated space to set up his very own laboratory. It was in this humble basement lab that the young boy who tried to hatch a goose egg began his true journey, experimenting with the forces that would one day allow him to light up the world.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that aims to connect and inspire.